Hello and welcome to this week's angling blog. This week you join me back on the banks of the garden pool and we're in search of carp. Before we get into this week's blog, I'd just like to thank everybody who enjoyed the last session that we did on here, where we treated it as a relaxed day on the bank, taking you along on a venue that I fish every now and again, when I want to chill out and relax. So what I'm hoping with these vlogs is when I come out to the garden pool, it's just to treat them as a bit of an update, a relaxed, chilled out vlog where I go over what I've been doing recently, a few captures on the venue and how I've been doing. Do join me this evening on the garden pool and hopefully we can get one of those elusive carp on the bank. Tonight I am taking advantage of those better conditions that I have about. It's a lot warmer this evening and the sun is out. There is a bit of a chill in the air still, but the conditions are certainly a lot better than they have been recently. We are into May now and conditions in April were more like December than they were spring. We had days where there was hailstones. We were going night fishing and waking up in the morning to a hard frost on the ground where, it was dropping so cold you were taking thermal boots and extra layers with you just to keep warm. So it does feel recently though that the tide is turning on the weather. We did go on the canal recently and there was a real good thunderstorm as we were fishing. The bream on that session have started to turn up, so hopefully it won't be too long before Mr. Carp makes an appearance on the canal. Speaking of carp fishing, you will have seen on the channel that I am really enjoying it, and fishing does take you on those adventures that you just don't expect. This year I was hoping to go in search of tench and still am hoping to do that, but fishing does have this habit of just taking you on journeys that you don't imagine coming along. I'm enjoying the evening sessions like tonight, and a lot of my fishing recently has been like this, just grabbing the rods and nipping through to the garden pool or onto other waters, and hopefully during the course of this blog we can cover some of those sessions that we've been on. Like all sessions on the garden pool, the first thing that goes on is the kettle. So while I'm putting a brew on, I'll leave you with a little few shots of this evening and what a beautiful evening it is. As you've seen there, conditions this evening are beautiful. Got the cup of coffee made and I'll go over the first session that I did up here. Recently you did see my daughter when we fished a session on Serpentine. We had those beautiful ghost carp. I'll put a link to the top of the screen now where you can check those videos out. But I did bring out Abby up here for an afternoon session and it was a hard day. The carp were on top, but we did manage to pick up this beautiful scaly midder carp, around 14 pounds. So those sessions on the bank with Abby really are special, along with the ones that I do with Joshua, and they do really make you appreciate them. You never know when they're going to lose the bug or whether they're going to take angling up and continue to join you on the bank. So I really do treasure all those memories. A few days later I did come up here on a Friday evening as the blog was going live. Arriving at the pool, it was gloomy and overcast and raining, but there was a break in the weather and the rod absolutely screamed off and the garden pool gave up one of its gems. A beautiful 17 pound scaly mirror, making all the effort worthwhile. As you can see on screen, it was a really beautiful fish to get from the pool. At times in fishing it can really take over and it can be all you think about, and I couldn't wait to get up here again and have another go. The following evening I came up and presented one of those pink hinders cherry bonbon pop-ups over those maize, and to my surprise the rod absolutely screamed off again. I was proper made up with this one. It was a beautiful 18 pound scaly carp like the previous evening, but boy did it fight. So when the door went this afternoon with the new Corbin XTND rods, couldn't wait to get bankside and give them a go. That's the wrapping off one of the corks and great fun. They're going to be my rods for using on the canal this year and some carping, but what a way to open an account. Let's get it straight back. Recently on the channel I did do a video with the Catch X bait boat from Ripton I'll put a link to the top of the screen to that video as well if you want to check it out. Regulars to the channel will have recognised the venue that I did film the Catch X review on. The following evening I did nip up here for some close-up shots and to use the bait boat to get the bait right on a snag that I've been meaning to fish for a while. After an hour or two there was a tentative bite on the left hand rod, only a couple of beeps lifting into the rod, and it was a bit anticlimactic. He didn't fight like the 17-pounders had done the weeks before. He was more like a bream. Of all the manner of tactics that I've used to try and catch Mr. Carrot over the years, I didn't think that a bait boat and a pink pop-up would be his downfall, but I was proper made up to catch him. And after seeing him in the water, to finally get him on the bank, you can see the beautiful colours, and I was proper made up with the capture. So nipping up to the garden pool, and sometimes you can hunt these fish, you can see him all the time. He goes over the top of your bait, but it's always when you're least expecting it. And what a beautiful, beautiful fish he is. Just going over £10, and great to see him. Let's get it straight back. So I hope you've enjoyed that recap of recent captures on here, where I've just been coming up like normal, supping a couple of brews, putting the shelter up, which I've needed because of the rain, and just chilling out. Now, into this evening, we are going to make the most of the warmer temperatures. Now, normally on here, I wouldn't fish past, sundown, maybe 10-15 minutes into dark. But this evening, decided I'm going to stay till about 11 o'clock and just see how it fishes into the hours of darkness. It'll be a complete unknown for me, because it is a pool that I generally just fish in the day, turn up and just chill out. It's been about 2 hours since the rods have been in. Got a couple of beeps on the rods, but time to just sit back like we do on here, pour another brew and just chill out. Second coffee, 2.5 hours in. You can see we're just coming up to the sun going down. We're going to be treated to a beautiful sunset this evening, and hopefully as it cools down a bit, those carp will go on the feed and we'll just get that one bite that we've come for. I hope you've enjoyed this little catch-up vlog. This carp has left it until just on the edge of dusk. It looks very light behind me, but it's not. Maybe another 15 minutes and it'd have been too dark to vlog it. Proper made up with that. The garden pool is all about just chilling out, drinking those brews, and hopefully you've enjoyed this little catch-up vlog.